Hi, my name's Stephanie Usry, and I am the first coach to work with Kim Scott and the Radical Candor team to deliver these trainings that we now do all around the world. I'm an executive coach and leadership trainer based in San Francisco, and my background is in tech. So I've had all manner of roles in 12-person startups up to 3,000-person organizations, everything from sales and operations to product management, and eventually ending my career in HR, where I was head of people for a telemedicine startup throughout the pandemic. Now, why I do these workshops? It actually all goes back to a number of years ago, before the book was published, when I got to see Kim give a talk at a tech space here in San Francisco. And when she gave the talk, it was so powerful. It was like learning the words to a language I had known but never really understood. And so afterward, I wanted to give her some feedback about the impact that it had on me. There was a huge line. I figured, why bother waiting? So instead, I'm downstairs and waiting for my Uber. And guess who ends up standing next to me? Kim. So I sum up my courage and I turn to her and I say, Kim, I loved everything about that talk. You've given me the courage to have a few conversations I've been avoiding. But actually, can I give you feedback about one thing that could have made it better? And clearly she said yes. And we had a conversation. At the end, I said, if there's any way to work with you, I'd love to. I've been working with her ever since then. But the thing that gave me the courage to speak to her that day, it actually goes back to years prior, when I was in college. And unfortunately, on my 19th birthday, instead of making it to lunch with my friends, I was in a car accident. Now, middle of the day, I had just had lunch with my little sister at her school. I don't have any recollection, but the police report said I went like I was going to take an exit and then decided not to. And my car ended up rolling 4.5 times, during which I was ejected. I broke my femur in half on the steering wheel, flew out of the windshield and landed basically on my head on the other side of the interstate. They took me to the hospital, and that night, as they attended to my other injuries, they let my mom know that they had found bleeding in my brain that would require operation if I had any chance of living. And I asked her if she wanted them to proceed. Thankfully, she said yes, and they wheeled me into the operating room where they removed the front left part of my skull and they operated on my brain. I spent the next 30 days in a drug-induced coma, unconscious, sedated. And thankfully, at the end of those 30 days, they deemed that I was healing well enough that they could take me to a rehab center. And when I got there, that's when I came out of the coma. They woke me up. And one day, my mom was sitting beside my bed and she said, Steph, you know, it's pretty incredible. I couldn't be here every day with your young sisters, but 24/7, there was someone here for you. It was your teachers, your friends parents. They all wanted to make sure that just in case you woke up, someone you love would be by your side so that you know that you had support and that you'd be okay. And when she told me this story, I was struck by how much love and support that I had, and I made a commitment. I committed that I would always be in the best relations possible with the people in my life. I wouldn't hold back what I said. I would always just say what I think because I believed that letting people know exactly how you felt was the key to better relationships. Now, what I didn't realize until I heard Kim's talk was that often landed me in the zone of obnoxious aggression. I just was saying what I thought without letting people know that it was because I cared. And so when I heard Kim's framing, I knew that this was the work I wanted to spend my life helping to share. Because this isn't just about having better relationships at work. This is about having the best relationships of your life.